Hey everyone, my name is Thomas. Welcome to my channel. This is the Shining Gundam Full Suit Build Series Part 1. I'm going to do things a little bit different this time. I'm actually going to show you where I got the files, how I scale the files, and what I'm using to cut my pieces up so they can fit on my printers. And then I'll also show you what materials I am using for the whole project. So if you just give me 1 second and I will show you where I got the files and everything. Okay, here's where I got the files. I got these from Diz Files on Facebook. I've talked to him before and I got the RX-79G ground unit STL files from him. I asked him a couple weeks ago, like, hey, can you possibly do this suit? He thought about it and he said sure. So within, I don't know, less than a week, he had all these files done, and he actually did it where the faceplate could actually have interchangeable parts, where the regular faceplate will come off and then two parts where the faceplate's open is actually there. And I'm working on adding little pins in there so the little fins on the side and the top can swing out. So here's the files, and here is all those files loaded onto ArmorSmith, and that's what I use to scale all of my parts. As you can see, everything, I always do the left side. I don't know, I guess it's maybe because I'm left-handed I do it that way, and everything has been scaled to fit me. So it pretty much, once I have it on there, it's pretty darn close to fit perfectly. Just a couple things I would need to cut. Sometimes I have to cut the thighs because they're just a little too long, or I've got to cut a part where it was too narrow on my knee or at the elbow just to give me a little bit of extra room. And what I do after I get these files scaled and everything, I would export those to Mesh Mixer, which I have right here. And not sure if most notice, but printing Gundams are very complicated because of the odd shapes and with the very unusual feet and body type and everything. You really got to cut these up. And as you can see, I had to cut this up into a lot of different parts. I've got one, two, just in the front on the one side, it's 3 different parts. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I had to cut the chest and back up into 14 different pieces. 15 if you also count the center jewel on the Shining Gundam. I have all the other parts all scaled out and ready to go. I have the entire chest and back already printed. And here's an example of what I have already scaled out. This is part of the backpack. I couldn't fit the entire thing on my printer, so I had to cut it up into 6 parts just so it could fit on my printer bed. So then once I'm all done, then I have to go back through and weld all that together. Alright, so now we're going to go over the parts and supplies that I'm using for this project. For printers, I'm using 3 Elegoo Neptune 3 Pluses. The build volume is exactly what I need for printing a Gundam. And for terms of filament, I'm using the Hatchbox 1.75 PLA. I'm using their orange and their true blue, and also some of the parts are in their gray blue. They're my personal favorite colors, but I'm going to be sanding and painting these, so it's not really going to matter what color the filament is. And as of right now, I have about, I would say about 60 to 65% of the suit done being printed. I still need to print the right thigh, the right boot, the very back bottom parts of the jetpack, and the entire helmet, and the hand guards. An example of some of the parts that I already have printed here is the right bicep. It's printed in 2 different colors because the orange roll that I was using ran out, so I had to switch it over to the blue. And luckily with the Elegoo Neptune 3 Plus, it has a direct drive, so I could just feed in the new color and not have to worry about any spots getting missed from the filament changing colors. See? Fits pretty nice. It's a little bit big, but I'm also probably going to add some padding on the inside just to make it so it doesn't move around too much. And here's one of the thighs that I've already printed. This is like one of the longest prints that I have. It's because the file, because that's an entire thigh piece in one shot, which is great. But it also uses a lot of filament. I believe it was about 651 grams of filament just for this one print. And this has about 12 to 13% infill, with I had the overhang about 60 to 65 degrees. And with the shin, I had to split that in half because it was just outside of the limits of my printer. So here is the right shin. turned out really nice. Printed them out pretty quickly. I was able to get these up to about 160 millimeters per second while printing. So I still have a lot of work to do, a lot of stuff to still print, and when I get to the part where I'm starting to weld them together, that's going to take a while. So this is going to be a long project, but with this one, I'm not in a rush like I am with Burning Gundam. Burning Gundam, I'm still working on trying to get the wings to attach to the backpack. I have a couple, like I said, I have a couple ideas for it. I just have to make sure that it'll actually work. So that's it for right now. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and also I will have Diz Files profile linked in the comments below, so you can go take a look at what files he has. He does take commissions, but depending on his workload, it may take a little time for him to get the files done. Thank you for watching.